black with gold accents. Good game last night from our team, winning 3-0. Oh, rough getting into the swing of things last night until the third period when they scored 3 unanswered. 2 from number 20, if I remember correctly. Yesterday we had PJ Brown in net, so I assume for this one we'll have number 44, Elliot Bucklin. Run through the roster for you. Number 6, Quinn Baker. Number 13, Asen Bentz. Number 11, Redford Dupass. Number 5, Carson Polis. Number 1, Sawyer Goldie. Number 20, Graham Hildebrandt. 21 is no longer here. Number 87, Xander Marin. Number 9, Luke McDaniel. Number 46, Taylor Pembroke. 77, Tucker Smith. 37, Liam Story. 54, Xander Van Tilburg. 82, Brock Welch. And 88, Levi Yohe. In net for this game, I already said, number 44, Elliot Bucklin, and on the sideline will be number 10, PJ Brown. I think Quinn Baker yesterday was wearing number 14, so I'll keep an eye on that for this one. Depending on whether we win or lose, will change the time that we play this evening. It'll either be 6:30 if we win, I think, 7 if we lose, or vice versa. I'll update the sideline app as soon as I find out, though. Should be a fun game. I'll tune back in with you before puck drop. We've got 1:14 before the game starts here. I was hoping to set up a little closer to center ice, or at least on our side, but there is a large room in the middle here with glass all in front. I didn't want to catch all the seams between the glass for the play. I tried to get on the other side of the room and I was almost in the corner, so here we'll stand. This must be the coldest rink at this 4-rink arena. If you see any clouds wisping across the screen, you'll know it's me. Someone could send a message in Crossbar. Just let me know whether or not you can hear me, so we don't run into any issues like yesterday. I'd appreciate it. Whistle blows, we'll pick up all the pucks. Moment of silence here.
If you'd like to help, no matter the amount, please stop by. Thank you for helping us stand and feel the power of a community that never stays alone. Now for the starting lineup for the visiting team, Mounds, Irondale. On left wing, number 21, Ryan Strength. Right wing, number 17, Sterling Pearson. Here's Outfield. Lefty, number 3, Linton Delaney. The other
14, Quinn Baker. Number 46, Taylor Pembroke. Number 44, Elliot Buckland. All right, we're ready to start. Bucs White. Carson Polis for the faceoff. 14 minutes up there. He wins it. Sends it back to 14, 14-9. Ryan will bring it in. Puck pinned against the boards there. Picked up by DuPass. Pass to Baker. Baker is wearing that number 14. Shot hit traffic, ends up in the far corner. Mavericks trying to clear. Pass holds it in. Gets it to McDaniel. McDaniel turns and shoots. Gets on net. Not much speed on that one. I am surrounded by Mavericks parents, so if you hear a lot of cheering for one team and not the other, you know why. It's like 37. Center for the face-off. Levi Story wins it. Goes back to Bentz to Marin. Marin to Welch. Welch dumps it deep. Cleared out of the zone. Stolen by Ace and Bentz. Gives it back to him. Marin shoves him off the puck. And he sends it towards the net. Another slow one. It's jumped down on by Elliot Buckland. Levi Yohe at center for the faceoff. Wins that one. Ends up the boards. I think that's going to go for icing. And we'll try it again. 12:50 left in the first period. Yohe back at center. Wins that one. Sends it back to Xander Van Tilburg. Up the boards to Smith. Smith passes off to Levi. Levi dumps it in. Dumped around the side. Picked up by the Mavericks over there. Kept in. Mavericks with it. Far boards. Pass up. Hits Levi's skates. Long shot from Hildebrandt. And a glove save from the goalie. Wallace is center for the faceoff. He wins it. It's back to Baker. Baker Van Tilburg. Looks like it got on net. On the boards. Kept in by Van Tilburg. Long shot. This one wide. Luke McDaniel trying to control. Goes back to Baker. Baker to McDaniel. Gets crunched up on the boards there. No call. Looking for a pass across to Baker, and Baker dumps it far side. Picked up by the Mavericks as they bring it out of the zone. McDaniel cuts him off from the puck. Sends it up to Carson. Carson Fullis into the zone. Having trouble controlling that one. McDaniel comes in, helps him out, and dumps it deep. It's back to Bentz here. Mavericks dump it past him. Pembroke will rush back to pick that up on our side of the ice. He's got room. Passes up to DuPass. Excellent catch. Had to slow down for it, though, and then has it stripped. Pembroke with it again. Backhands it across to Bentz. Bentz thought the Mavericks were going to touch it. That was too many men. No call. Mavericks with it. Bring it in. Tried to get it on net. Bentz was in the way. Trying to clear it out. Kept in on the blue line by their right D-man. Now it clears. Cross-ice pass. They go off sides. They're going to call that intentional offsides and drop it on the far side. Offsides from the far side of the center line is what the ref's saying. Story at center for the faceoff. He wins it. Dumped in by Bentz. Around the back, picked up by the Mavericks. Up the boards, goes to Pembroke. Pembroke passes back to the corner. Story in pursuit. Dump it around far side. Welch collides with the player, no call. Story with it behind the net. Brings it out front, caught up in skates there. Couldn't get a shot off. Story's the first one there. Goldie trying to get it in front of the net. It ends up there, but no Buccaneers to execute. Pembroke keeps it in on the blue line. He's going to skate right up. A pass in front, hits the post, and a goal by Story for 37 from number 46. The Bucks go up 1-0. And the Bucks are up 1-0. 9:52 left in the first. Levi Yohe at center for the faceoff as they go for shift changes here. Faceoff is won by Yohe. Smith brings it in, kept in by Yohe there. Ends up with Smith. Smith backhand, good block. Smith back to Marin, goes through his legs. Goes back to the goalie. Buckland stops it and just covers. Yohe at center for the faceoff. Wins it. It's to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt brings it out. And they call offsides. Yohe loses that one. Kept in on the blue line by him, though. Gets up to Smith. Smith in the corner. Backtracks. Loses his skates. Tries to control the puck. Yohe with it. Skates in front. Quick shot. Hits a player. Rebound. Kept in on the blue line by 46. And that bouncing puck comes straight in. Rebound's picked up and dropped in by Smith, it looked like. 77 from 46. Sorry about the camera there. Carson Fullis at center for the faceoff. He wins it, gets it back to Marin. Comes across to do pass. Pass to Fullis, misses behind him. Mavericks with it, bringing it in. Gets cut off. They get back on side, though. Fullis steals. Taps it up to McDaniel. McDaniel brings it in. Long shot, bouncing, ends up wide left. Fullis to Marin, who dumps it in. Goes to the corner. Fighting for it there. I can't see very well. McDaniel comes away with it. Looking for a dangerous pass. Marin coming across open space. Shot high. Blocked by the goalie. They come out. McDaniel strips that one. Pass to Bentz. Bentz to do pass. Brings it in, but has it stolen. Bentz with space. Shot up front. Good blocker save. McDaniel with it in the corner. Cross ice all the way back to Bentz. Bentz shot. Swallowed up by the goalie there. This game appears to be a little one-sided as far as Stevens goes. Story at center for the faceoff. Wins it. Gets it to Welch. Welch to Baker. Baker to Goldie. Goldie with a shot. Rebounds in front. Story gets it back right in front. Sitting there. It's underneath the goalie. Squeaks out. Goldie passes back. Van Tilburg slap shot. Hits a skate in front. Mavericks with it against the boards. Stolen by Yohi. No, that was Brock Welch. It's back to Baker. Baker dumps it far side. Xander Van Tilburg dumps it deep. Goes right back to Xander Van Tilburg. This time squeaks by him. Baker's going to pick it up on our side of the ice. He has it stolen. Dump it deep. Story is going to pick it up over there. Story to Hildebrandt. Misses. Picked up on the blue line by them. Bentz dumps it cross ice. Mavericks get there first. Pembroke with it right in front. Up the boards. Knocks a player down. No call. Back. And squeaks by Hildebrandt. That's a purple hat. Up the boards. Clears it out. Touches a stick. Smith is going to come in from behind. Stole it. Centering. Doesn't connect to Hildebrandt, who got tripped up. No call. It was outside the play anyways. Mavericks dump it in. I think that's Carson Folis there. Oh, that was Pembroke. Pembroke to Smith. Smith to Yohi. Back to Hildebrandt. Drop the pass. Goes to the corner. .5:20 left in the first period. Junior Bucs up 2-0. Mavericks dump it in. Go for a change. I'll try to move the camera for the next period so you guys can see a little better. Mavericks send it towards the net. Stopped by Buckland. Sent for icing, maybe by McDaniel. Drop it far side. Carson Folis at center for the faceoff. Just under 5 minutes left. He wins it. Behind, Marin dumps it to pass. Pass to Folis. Folis to McDaniel, out of reach. Should be icing. They wave it off. McDaniel with it in the corner. And send it around the back of the net. Folis couldn't reach. Folis with it. Back to do pass. Trying to center, doesn't get through. Aaron keeping it in on the line, sends it on net. Xander's on D. Xander Marin and Xander Van Tilburg. Looks like Story out there at center. Wins it, sends it back to Van Tilburg. Van Tilburg to Marin. Marin with a shot. Hits a player in front. And they clear it out. Picked up by Van Tilburg. Up the boards. Missed everyone. Center ice. Send it. Looks like wide. Marin picks it up in the near corner. Sends it into the crease. Blocked there. At least one save there by Buckland. Van Tilburg sends it for icing. Joey at center for the faceoff. Wins it, gets it up to Hildebrandt. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Baker with it, up the sideline. His pass doesn't get through. Mavericks with it, take it back. Cross to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt tried to go in the skates. Cleared out of the zone, they go offsides. Paulus at center, wins it. Missed Marin though. Sent it behind the back. Picked up by Follis, dumped it around. And regains control. Pass across to McDaniel. Too hot to handle for him. Follis coming away, big breakaway. And sinks it in the corner of the net. Carson Follis from Luke McDaniel, 5 from 9. Bucks go up 3-0. Follis for the faceoff. 2:50 left in the first. Wins it, gets it back to Bentz. Bentz to do pass. Pass to Follis. Sends it on net. And in case it matters, I do not own the rights to any of the music nor making any profit from this video. Face off, won by Follis. Sends it back to Marin. Marin taps it towards the net. It's in the crease. Foley jumps down on it. Story at center now. He wins it, gets it back to Baker. Baker, blind pass across to Van Tilburg. Van Tilburg with it behind the net, dumps it around. Trying to connect with Baker over here. Baker can't keep it in the zone. Breakaway opportunity for the Mavericks here. Xander Van Tilburg comes from behind, lifts the stick, and they'll call a hook. Continues the call. First penalty of the game goes against number 54, Van Tilburg. Comes down, won by Story. Ends up in front of the net. No shot gets off. Goldie with it near boards. In the back he goes. Through traffic. Ends up hitting a skate in front. Dangerous. But Goldie coming away with it. Gets around 2 defenders and hits the post and sinks it. An assisted goal from Goldie. Short-handed goal there from Des Moines. Score 4-0 with 1:41 left. A minute 7 left on the penalty kill for Des Moines here. Puck's down. Story wins it. Gets it to Bentz. Bentz dumps it up. Story fighting for it. Far boards. McDaniels. Nope, that's Welch with them. They steal it. Dump it out. Bentz with it. Center ice. Passes off to Pembroke. Pembroke back to Bentz. Backtracks. Opens. Passes off to Welch. Welch to Story. Story skates around one. He's got one behind, 2 in front. Makes it into the zone. Forced to the edge. Tough angle shot. Ends up off the back of the net. One pokes out to center. Up high. Pembroke keeps it in on the blue line. Dumps it deep to himself. Shift change for Des Moines. 18 seconds left on the penalty kill. Centering pass. It's a Maverick player. Picked up by... Finally picked up by Welch. He just dumps it deeper. Mavericks cleared out. Bent's back at center for it. Pass across to Yohe. Connects. Into the zone. Splits the defense. He's got 2 to beat. Taps it out of reach for himself. We are back to even strength. 25 seconds left in the first period here. Bent's with it. And 2, 4, 6 players. Too many men out. Coach says that's a coaching penalty, but Xander Marin will sit in the box. We'll go on the second penalty kill of the game. I usually let it slide if it's close, but we had a player trying to head back from at least the blue line. And Baker with it. We win the face-off. I think that was Story. Smith keeps it in. 7 seconds left in the period. Puck bounces high. Yohe with it. And that'll do it for the first period. Des Moines Junior Bucs up 4-0, and on a minute 10 penalty kill for the second. Try to move the camera and warm my hands up for a second. All right, I got as close to the edge as possible here, and we're ready for the second period. No time to warm my fingies. Four to 0, 14 minutes up on there for the second. Minute 8 on the penalty kill. Not sure where the 2 seconds fell off. Face-off is won by Yohe. Puck dumped to the corner. Yohe tries to send on net. It's the side. Picks up his own rebound. Back to Baker. Baker sending it towards the net. Hits a defender. Doesn't get through. That'll go for icing. Bentz with it. Wave off icing. Dumps it around 3. Connects with Smith. Smith with a shot. Puck's in the crease. Shot from 77 there. Puck kept in by Baker. Dumped around. Yohe with it. 18 seconds left on the penalty kill. Ends up back with Baker. Baker dumps it around. Yohe in pursuit. Yohe back the other way. McDaniel will pick it up in the far corner. Back to Baker. Baker to the corner. And we are back to even strength. McDaniel dumps it around. Goes near side. Will supply some pressure. Puck squeaks out. McDaniel steals it. Tries to get it on net. Ends up behind. He picks it up. Back to near corner for Carson Folis. Gets around defender. Looking to center. Right in front. Great save. A shot from Luke McDaniel there. Their goalie put on a clinic for a second. To pass with it on the red line. Going to pass across. No one pressuring him. And they try it again the other way. This shot goes wide. McDaniel picks it up on the backboards. Back to do pass. Shot in front. That one blocked by the goalie. And they force it out. That's by Bentz. Elliot Buckland just dumped down on it instead of trying to pass that off. So even strength, 11:51 left in the second. Junior Bucs up 4-0. Story for the faceoff, wins it. Gets it to Van Tilburg. Mavericks trying to center. Story picks it off, and he'll bring it the other way. Gets a shot on net. Blocked. Rebound. Goldie couldn't send it on net. Get around Pembroke. Van Tilburg lost his skate and a shot. Good block from Buckland there. Face off won by Yohe, and Van Tilburg sends it around. Pembroke with it. Brings it in. Splits the defense. His shot ends up behind the net, though. Mavericks with it behind their net. Up the boards. Pembroke keeps it in. Dumps it deep. Dumps near side. I think that's Smith with it. Smith coming away with it again after it got pinned against the boards. Right in front. Shot over the shoulder and sinks it. I think that was unassisted from Smith. Can't say Folis won that face-off. Brings it in. Marin steals it. Sends it up to McDaniel. Folis posts up at center. Quick shot wide. Near corner. Dupass picks it up. Has it stripped. Gets it back. Gets shoved off. Little shoving back and forth there. 3 players going down. Ends up in front. Folis can't get the shot off. Back to Bentz. Bentz sends it on net. Blocked by a stick in front. Folis sends it to the corner and picks it up there. Looking for room. Dupass, quick shot, good block. Goes back to Marin. Marin, long shot, high, bouncing wide. Penalty incoming. I don't know who this one's on. Maybe no penalty. Potentially equipment malfunction. Story at center for the faceoff. Wins it. Gets it to Welch. Welch with a shot. And a cover by the goalie. .9:32 left in the second. I'll try it again. Story at center. Loses that one though. Puck ends up deep. Mavericks with it behind their net. Goldie steals it. Story with it in the corner, trying to center. Trying to just squeak it in on the side with where the goalie's at. Brock with it, trying to center. Gets it to Story. Story spins, shoots off the post. Rebound picked up by Goldie. Goldie to Marin. Marin across to Bentz. Bentz, shot, blocked. That was a good one from number 13. Back in the corner, coming through the crease. Centering pass picked off by the Mavericks. Story trying to get it. Trying to clear. Marin can't keep it in. Mavericks coming in. Good defensive stick from Bentz there. Bentz brings it around the back. Has it stripped in the corner. Story gets it to Marin. Marin looking for a pass. Trying to connect to Welch. Doesn't handle it, but on the board, Spence picks it up, dumps it deep. Mavericks trying to clear it out, near side. In the corner, pinned. Yohi comes in, steals it around the back of the net, looking for a wraparound. Could not get it on net. Mavericks with it, clears it out. Bentz with it now. Dumps it back, gets it in the zone. Mavericks with it. Looks like maybe offsides if it ends up coming in, which it doesn't. Bentz leaves without the puck. Mavericks bring it in. Centering pass right in front, and a block and a save by Buckland. Levi at center. Yohi wins it. Behind, Van Tilburg backhands it up the boards to Smith. Smith clears it out of the zone, picked up by the Maverick at center ice. They dump it the other way. It should be icing, and they'll call it. .7:26. Junior Bucs up 5-0. Folis wins that quick shot and a save. Glove save from the goalie there. Folis wins a faceoff. Another quick shot. This one misses wide. Kept in by Xander Van Tilburg. 5 players converging on the puck. Comes out. Dupass can't handle it. Folis coming through, and finally the Mavericks clear. Good stick from Baker. Sends it deep. Mavericks have it stolen. The pass back is picked off by Dupass. And Bucks go off sides. Vince lost his edge and tapped over. Shift change. Offense here. Story at center for the faceoff. Wins it. Sends it back to Bentz. Bentz just dumps it in. Story in pursuit behind the net. Puck goes to Goldie near corner. Looking to center. Story couldn't get that one on net. Mavericks clears. They send it for icing. Story's still at center. Wins it. Puck in the corner. Story putting some pressure on. Mavericks with it. Goldie coming through, trying to steal. Kept in. Dumps around the back. Story looking for it. Welch has it. Trying to center. Runs up right in front. A shot from Story. Doesn't get through the goalie. Puck goes back to Bentz up high, trying to dump it deep. Ends up around. Story with it far corner. Cross ice to Bentz. Bentz just barely has time to stop it. Mavericks control, bring it out of the zone. Bentz slows him down, and Pembroke sends him wide. Goldie dumps it up. And Pembroke comes through the rubble there and steals it. If he can beat this D-man, he's on a breakaway. Breaks, shot, the goalie in the face. Collision right there in the middle. Pembroke knocked a player out. They just kind of collided there. I wouldn't call it a check. Send them around the back. Trying to get to their man on the point. Another collision here right in front. Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt connects with Smith. Smith gets around. Shot. Not sure if the glove touched it, but it ended up high. Bentz collides with the player. Marin with it. And takes it off sides. Yoey at center for the faceoff. '88 wins it. Ends up back with Smith. Yoey posts up in the crease. Smith brings it up high, circling. Sends it off to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt brings it back to Smith. Kept in by Van Tilburg. Van Tilburg bringing it up, gets around a couple D-men. Hard shot, missed wide left. Marin tries to keep it in, they kick it deep. No icing. Van Tilburg, no, that's Hildebrandt, picks it up behind the net. Up off the boards, gives it to him in front. Yohe quickly steals it and dumps it out. They go for a shift change as the Mavericks pick it up on their side. 3:50 left in the second period. Score 5-0. Bucks up. Mavericks with it behind the net. Almost gave it to McDaniel behind there. Carson Folis coming away. Looking to pass to center. Thinks better. Dupass has it. Pass to no one there. Mavericks with it behind their net. Puck's in front. Baker trying to put the brakes on as they go on a little breakaway here. Van Tilburg in front. Long shot. Glove save from Elliott there. Carson Folis at center for the faceoff. That little black player. His name is Shrimp, which is kind of funny. Bouncing puck right in front, covered by Buckland. Carson Fullis back at center. Wins the faceoff. Gets it up to McDaniel. McDaniel gets tripped up. No call. Dumps it deep, and Dupass trying to get there. Kept in by Fullis with a shot. Ends up with Dupass. Back to Pembroke. From the point. Shot. Looked a little wide to me. Dupass with it. Picks up the rebound off the backboards. Trying to center, and they send it for icing. Story at center for the faceoff. 2:30 left in the second. Lost the faceoff. Marin steals it, brings it in. Up the far boards. Up high on the line, they pass around Goldie. Mavericks coming 2-on-1 here as Benson back on D. Gets a stick on it, sends a shot wide. They have it near side, hits Marin in the face. Backhand, blocked, and another one. That one goes behind. Bentz picks it up, clears it out, gets it around a one man. They'll pick it up before it gets the line over there. Comes across, Bentz with a shot, blocked. Marin keeping it in on the line. Passes off to Story. Story's shot wide left. Ends up with Bentz. He leaves the puck behind. Another breakaway opportunity for the Mavericks. Goldie coming through. Steals it. And brings it this way. Right through the middle. They stay on sides. Goldie's still with it in the corner. Pass comes back. Baker keeps it in. Dumps it around. Goldie's there. Caught up in skates. Player goes down. Squirts out the far side. Mavericks with it. Far corner. Kept in by Baker. And now they clear. That Shrimp player passes it off. High, wide shot. 37 seconds left. Pass. Like Van Tilburg to Welch. Doesn't connect. That shot blocked. It's up high. Can get the shot off. Smith puts some pressure on. Yohe trying to clear. Gets squeezed off as well. Baker stops a player and clears it back to him. Centering puck picked off by Van Tilburg. He'll bring it out of the zone. 7 seconds left. Passes up to Hildebrandt. Smith picks it up though. Backhands it to the center behind everyone. And that will do it for the second period as the Junior Bucs are up 5-0. So I put the tripod up on the fence here so I could get closer to the edge. It's a little unstable. Sorry for the quick pans and stuff. I have to really control it. Sounded like Coach Baker told the kids that they had a good cycle play that led to a scoring opportunity in the game yesterday. He'd buy them all pizza. So guess who's having pizza for lunch today? Fullest to pass. McDaniel out there on offense. We got Pembroke and Bentz on D. Wins the faceoff, but sends it through the defense. Goes straight to Elliott. Pembroke had trouble controlling it. Same line still out there. Fullest wins this one up to McDaniel, and McDaniel weaves through the defense. Big breakaway for number 9. Shot blocked. Comes back to Pembroke on the line, trying to keep it in the zone. Gets by him, kept in by Dupass there. Pass ends up on the far side. McDaniel tries to send it back. Ends up back with Dupass. Redford to Pembroke. Pembroke's shot hits a couple skates, doesn't get through. They cleared out. Pembroke with it in neutral. Pembroke brings it in. Quickly stolen by the Mavericks. Cleared out. Stopped by Fullest. Fullest back to Bentz, it looked like. Bentz to Redford. Redford brings it in. Redford to Fullest. Back to Dupass. McDaniel skates around 2, but loses the puck up high. Back to Fullest. Fullest trying to center. Dupass with it up high. Quick shot bouncing. Deflected wide. McDaniel trying to pass back to Pembroke. Doesn't connect. Mavericks steal it. Can't clear it out. Pembroke steals. Sends it back to the corner. Steals it. Pass across to Fullest. Doesn't connect. Kept in by Bentz. His shot goes wide. McDaniel with it. Passes up off the boards to Bentz. Bentz dumps it deep. .12 minutes left in the third. Story tries to lift the stick. Can't do it. And brought in by the Mavericks. Dumped deep. Marin with it behind the net. Dumped it back to Story. Story splits Welch's legs and look like offsides by the Mavericks there. Sometimes I try to zoom in to get a better view for you guys. And it's hard to keep the camera on the action when I do. Story at center for the faceoff, number 37. Ends up winning it. Goes back to Marin. Marin's pass across misses. Goldie, that'll go for icing. And the clock is running. 10:50 left. Be 10:45 by the time the puck drops. Story still at center for the faceoff. Story wins it, gets it back to Marin. Marin behind the back. Off the boards, trying to connect to Goldie. Goldie clears it out of the zone, but loses his skates. Story with it, steals it, can't get the shot off. Too much traffic. That Shrimp player with it now, loses it. Ben Tilburg to Goldie. Behind the net, Goldie's centering pass hits a couple players in front. Got to run Marin. Welch is there to strip it. Lifts a stick, takes a player out while he's at it. And 2-on-1 opportunity. Long shot, blocker save, rebound in front, and shot ends up wide. Marin with it in the corner. He gets shoved down. And they call a penalty. First power play for Des Moines here. Not sure what the call is. See what the ref says. Trip is the call. Clock continues to run. About a minute of power play. Yohe at center for the faceoff. One goes back to Pembroke. His shot goes wide. Face-off was lost that time by Yohi. Smith with it, near side. Cycling. In front, gets around a couple. Pass across, wide open net. Tough angle, he couldn't get it on the target. Smith steals it back in the corner. Makes space for himself. Looking to pass. Hildebrandt in front, shot high. Deflected high. Yohi to Baker. Baker dumps it around. Smith within the corner again. Smith with it. Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt, tough angle shot blocked by the goalie. Now comes out to the Mavericks, stolen by Smith. Smith gets around one, skates around a second, pass behind Yohi, hits the near boards in the corner, back to Baker. But weird bounce, didn't get through traffic. And Pembroke with it in the neutral zone. And he makes space for himself. Two men to beat, gets around one, and his shot is blocked. Rebound right in front. McDaniel sinks it. So a shot from 46, and then a goal from 9 from 46. My fingers are so cold that I'm having trouble hitting the buttons. So scores 6-0, 7:29. We're back to even strength. Folis at center for the faceoff. Folis wins it, brings it in, loses it in traffic. Folis with it behind the net, taps it around a player, has it in front, gets a shot. Marin stops the Mavericks from clearing. Bouncing puck, Folis with it. Mavericks trying to clear. Marin breaks up the pass and waits to get back on sides. Bringing it through now. Shot blocked again. Another shot blocked. Two from Carson Folis right there. McDaniel keeping it in. Marin's with him. Collision there on the blue line. Puck squeaks out. Bentz with it in neutral. Pass is picked off by the Mavericks, and that shrimp player dumps it deep. Bentz with it, dumps it around to Marin. Like it went out of reach. Mavericks keeping it in. Shot doesn't get through traffic. Marin trying to connect to Folis. Doesn't get through. Pass with it in front of the net. Skates around a player. He has some space now. Can he split him? Yes, he will. Little breakaway. He's got a man in front. Forced to the outside. He gets shoved off the puck there. Puck tied up in the corner. Storian Dupass puts some pressure on. Ends up the far side. Shrimp player with it again. Story stops him. He picks it back up and passes it directly to Bentz at center ice. Bentz splits the defense. Breakaway for him. Couldn't get the shot off. Right in front. Goldie couldn't get the shot on net. Now it's right there. Surprised no one's sticking up for their goalie there. 33 shots is what's up on the board for the Junior Bucs. Only 11 for the Mavericks. It's about 5 minutes left by the time this puck drops. Story at center for the faceoff. Wins it. Gets it back to Baker. Baker drops the puck, though. Mavericks tried to bring it out. Xander Van Tilburg stealing. Puck comes back to neutral. Mavericks with it. Brock applies some pressure. They drop it near side. Coming away with it is Goldie. Goldie runs into a player. Kept in by Baker. Baker to Welch right in front. Shot blocked by the goalie. Score is 6-0. 4 minutes left by the time this puck drops. Yohe at center for the faceoff. Not going to say anyone won that. Yohi coming away. His shot wide. Great glove save from the goalie regardless. I don't think it was going to be on net, though. Puck comes out. One goes back to Van Tilburg on the blue line. His shot wide. Behind the net, picked up by Yohi. Yohi back to Baker. Baker takes a shot, hits a player just in front of him. Rebound, picked up by Yohi near boards in the corner. Back to Smith. Baker. Yohi in the corner. Skates around a couple players. Centers to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt shot. Sinks it. Hildebrandt from Yohi. 20 from 88. Takes it 7-0. Under 3 minutes left to play. Clock continues to run. Score 7-0. Fullis at center for the faceoff. Wins it. Passes back to Pembroke. McDaniel brings it into the zone. Passes up to Fullis. Fullis got it right in front. Goalie jumped down on it. Fullis loses this one. Steals it back. Mavericks now behind their net. They dump it around on the glass. Kicked in by Pembroke. Comes across to Dupass. Dupass to McDaniel. McDaniel spins back to Pembroke. Pembroke shot, hits skates, ends up near corner. McDaniel with it again. Under 2 minutes left to play. Fullis tried to get a shot, rebound off the back of the goalie. Doesn't work. Because the angle doesn't count as a shot. The Mavericks bring it out. Bent's back on defense as Mavericks bring it in. Their shot blocked by Elliott. Pinned up in the corner. Minute 30 left in the game. Goldie came away with the puck, but had it stripped before he left the zone. Bouncing puck right in front. Stopped by Elliott again. One minute left to play as the clock continues to run. Score is 7-0. Kept in on the blue line. 45 seconds left now. Blocked by Elliott there. Puck leaves the zone. Mavericks have it at center ice. Back to Goldie. Goldie has it stripped. Marin with it. Marin brings it in. Has it stripped, sends it deep. Story in front. Shot blocked, and then he gets checked down. And the second person gets shoved down into the goalie. I think that was Welch getting checked hard. Kept in on the blue line. 10 seconds left. Story with it. Backhand shot blocked. And that'll do it for the game. 1 second and the buzzer as the Bucs win their second game of the weekend. Both shutout wins. First 3-0. This one 7-0. I'll let you guys watch the remainder handshakes. And I think we play at 6:30 now tonight, but I will update Sideline when I find out more information. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you can tune in for the next one as well. Shot count I didn't see final. Looks like 13 on net for the Mavericks. It was at least 36 for the Junior Bucs there.